right, let's look at some stuff with firmware 10 for the Axe FX 3, specifically 10.02, which is the most recent update. There's some things which sound extremely good. One thing that sounds extremely good, in my opinion, is the Plexi 100 watt 1970 model. If you basically just turn the bass down, say to about, 9 o'clock, and turn the mid-range and the treble up to about 3 o'clock, then it sounds ridiculous. Oh, by the way, the cab that I'm using is this LT TV Mix 2, which you can go and grab from AxeChange and download it. Sounds like this. All right, one thing that I would do with that is I might turn the normal drive down just a little bit, and I go to the dynamic section and the output compressor and turn the gain enhancer up a little bit. I'd probably turn it up to about 2 or 3. So when I roll off my volume control, I can set, say, my volume control and tone control at about 7 on this guitar, and it sounds like this. And then I don't need to touch the Axe effects, I can just roll up my volume and my tone control and get a little bit of a boost out of it. Got that clicky thing that's going on with a Plexi, as every good Plexi should when you turn the volume control down. So that one sounds absolutely insane. Let's dial up another one. Let's try a Vox style thing. I think the best Vox style thing in the box is probably the Morgan AC20, or maybe the Matchless, but I like the AC20 12 AX7 treble at stock settings. Okay, so this guitar's a little bit dark, so what I would do is turn the high cut down. And then I'd probably leave the input drive alone, but let's go to the preamp section and use some kind of boost. I like the CC boost with these kind of amps. It sounds pretty darn good. Love that. The other one, which is really cool, is the shimmer boost. Turn the boost level up a little bit. This is nuts. It's really got that kind of overloaded AC30 thing going on with this. You know, you can turn the gain up even more. I like the kind of sustain you get out of that one. Let's try a Fender style amp with this firmware. My favorite with this firmware, there's quite a few actually. I always like the deluxe reverb. I like the Bassman and the Band Commander. It kind of depends what you're doing. Let's try the Band Commander because I haven't used that one for a while. And that one would be right over here. And I'm missing it again. Band Commander, that's the one that we want. Let's leave the authentic settings on. I'll just turn the bass down, turn the treble up a little bit, and maybe back the input drive off. I'm going to go to the middle selector on this guitar just for something cleaner. I probably should have used a Strat for this, but you live, you learn. It's really got that knock that you get with a real amp when you mic it up, that kind of... wanted that authentic 60s Fender kind of thing, put a spring reverb block in front of the amp. That is one way to really get this sounding great. Let's go for a medium spring, just at the stock settings. That is beautiful. It's so drippy, the spring reverb in here. I'm digging that quite a bit. The Band Commander is a really nice pedal platform as well. There are some drive updates that have been made in this firmware. The Fastspice XD, I think that's meant to be for like a smiley face, but let's take a drive block and play around with that in front of this really, really clean amp. I don't want a bass distortion. Let's start with, what's a good one? Ooh, the Ruckus LED Silicon is a new one, so I'd probably turn the drive down on this guy a little bit. That's really nice and sticky. I'll turn the tone up. Maybe I'll turn the tone down. And I will add a bit of level and a little less drive with this one. We should try the Tone of Kings with this one, because that will be really, really nice in front of the Fender style amp. One last drive, let's try some kind of fuzz. There's quite a few fuzzes in here. We've got the big muff style fuzz, we've got the master fuzz. I'm just gonna go for like a fuzz face style thing. Let's try that. All right, tip when you're using a fuzz block, try this. Try go to the instrument impedance in the input block and set it to 90K. That's really, really nice. I want to hear that in front of the Plexi, actually. I think I started with channel A on the amp block with the Plexi. If you're into Doom style stuff, that one's pretty amazing in front of a dirty amp. I'll set the impedance back to auto because I want to try one of the Trainwreck amps. There's two new Trainwreck models. They're both existing models with the bright cap on. And there's a few little tweaks. There is a tech note over on the forum that you can read that I would highly recommend checking out. I'm just going to start with the Wrecker Express. And with these settings, I guess like Marshall style settings, it's really spitty and a little bit harsh. So what you can do is you can go in to the power amp section and turn down the phase inverter bias excursion, turn that right down nearly to 0, and go into the preamp and set the preamp bias a little bit closer to 0. You get this. Now, what you can do with that is throw some kind of boost in front of it. I actually probably turn the bass down and maybe the treble up a little bit. Presence up with that guy, and we will go to preamp. I'm going to put the grinder boost on, because I love the grinder boost. We'll put it on in a second though. Have a listen to this. I think it sounds far more pleasant and usable, and just, I don't know how you'd explain it, like less spitty maybe. It's a really, really cool variation on the Marshall thing. Like if you like the plexis in here, which I do, try those tweaks with one of the Trainwreck models, and it's pretty awesome. It's like the plexi from hell right there. And of course, the C++ is sounding amazing in this. I have in my blocks library, this come up a little bit in either the forum or one of the Facebook groups, like basically people requesting specific settings in specific blocks. Use the blocks library. So I can go here and go to tight C++, and I have saved my favorite block. It's actually got a bunch of different Mark series amps in there. But we're gonna hear the C++. It sounds like this, and then I'm gonna put it in a mix for you guys so that you can hear it. So I'll play around with this on its own, and then I will chuck it in a mix. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you have any questions you would like me to answer with Firmware 10, then please let me know in the comments.